and she talks about that, and she's got a little video on there. So get to know who he is, because it's going to be an amazing video. I think it's a video interview. I think it's going to be one of the best things we're going to see on Haps that's thus far. So Rick is joining us, and I don't know what happened to Nancy. Maybe she could only come in for a short while, and then that was it. But she can always come back in. But this is Rick. Hello. Oh, hello. He's got stuff and things there.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, Rick.
Right on.
So go ahead and introduce yourself to everyone here. We're a lot of music heads, and we have our various different associations with music, whether we've worked in the industry or we've just we're big fans and collectors, all of that kind of stuff. So that's the kind of group we are. But tell us who you are.
Right on. My name's Rick Bozart. I play mostly acoustic versions of just about anything you've ever heard on the radio. If I don't know it, I'll pull it up on Google and learn it, like usually on the spot. Because I've been playing guitar for like 35 years, so I know most of the chords. And if it's out there on Google, I can figure it out. I have a few originals out there. Actually, I got 4 now, because I just dropped one on SoundCloud 2 days ago, or not SoundCloud, Spotify 2 days ago, but it hasn't actually hit Spotify yet. So I paid for it, and all that good stuff that you do when you try to put your music out there. So now I'm just waiting for it to actually hit the internet. It's been on YouTube for about 2 years now, but finally I was on another platform, and there's a band out there called Aya Terra. They're a reggae band out of the West Coast, and their frontman said, "Dude, I don't know why this song is not on Spotify. Why haven't you put it out yet?" So it kind of burned the fire under me to figure out how to do it on my own, because I've been running through I've been running through CD Baby for a long time, and finally I went through another company to put it out there. And
wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. I really appreciate that you're here on Haps. Now, what's been your live streaming experience and just online experience, other than, of course, the places where you're trying to get your music out at? What's your experience? You on Twitch and stuff, or can people find you?
I'm on Twitch. On Twitch, I'm the Trippy Hippie.
Okay, I thought that's where it was. I didn't want to assume, but I was thinking, like, I think I've seen him on Twitch before.
Yeah, that's where I usually go on Fridays. That's where I usually go to that guy's stream. What it was is I caught him on an off day, and Twitch has channel points, and you can trade your channel points in for different, like, certain things. Well, one of his things was that he would review a song for 2,000 channel points. And so I was like, does that mean any song? And he's like, yeah, you got a song you want me to check out? And I was like, you know what? I'm shooting from the hip. Here it goes. I gave him the link to my song, and he listened to it, and he's like, dude, this is fire. Why is it not for sale? What's
right?
Like, why are you not, like, why? And it was me and a friend, we collaborated. I wrote the first verse, and then he produced everything else around that first verse that I wrote. I was actually going to give him that verse. I said, man, if you can use these words in your lyric, in your setup, by all means, please do. I'd be honored. And he's like, why don't we just do this together as a collaboration? And so that's how it ended up coming out. It's called Everyone's a Hero. It's the one I just put on Spotify. So
wow. Well, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I think I will.
You want me to play it?
Yeah. Do you want to go ahead and knock that out? I'll make you full screen and all of that.
Okay,
so, guys, welcome Rick Bozart to the music chat.
Hopefully my guitar is in tune.
I think you just might be the first person to actually perform on our little. We're just an informal group. We're like a book club only for music heads. So. Yeah, welcome. Let's make a takeover screen, and then if anybody needs to go refresh their coffee or whatever, we can
Absolutely.
listen. There you go. There you go, brother.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
You're
this.
welcome. We love having you here. Go for it.
Let's see if you can hear my guitar. Oh, I can't hear it. Hold on. Let me turn my headphones up. All right, check. Oh, there we are. Now I can hear myself again. All right, this is called Everyone's a Hero, guys. I usually make a loop out of it, so I'm gonna go ahead and start the loop and get it rolling. I can't. It's not showing up on the meter. Let me see if I can fix this there. Oh, there we go. Now can you hear me? Is it coming through?
It is. It's coming
Okay,
through.
cool.
You sound
So
great.
it goes a little something like this. I gotta take my mind to a higher ground, cultivate your mind and feel the sound. Drop into the rhythm, ride it back around. East Coast roots reggae is where it's found. The more I reach for the sky, the more I feel I and I don't even have to try. Rhythm flows from the soul, that's why we lift up is the only time one should look down. Step up and help your brother dust off all his sorrows. Don't let him leave with a frown before he hits the ground. Oh yeah, ooh, do you celebrate tyrants or renegades, but never the ones you know? I see you drop big chatter just to move up the ladder, forgetting all the roots that help you grow. But it only takes a second of your time. It only takes a second of your time. Put your pride away and live by the Father's design. Everyone is helpful when it helps themselves. Everyone's a hero when somebody's watching. Said everyone is helpful when it helps themselves. Does your reputation mean more than your actions? This is an anthem for the heroes unsung, martyrs toiling every day without recognition. For the saints who they don't care about a thing, brothers fighting for each other just to die amongst the ranks. Everyone is helpful when it helps themselves. Everyone's a hero when somebody's watching. Everyone is helpful when it helps themselves. Does your reputation mean more than your actions? The more I reach for the sky, the more I feel I and I don't even have to try. Rhythm flows from the soul, that's why. Ooh, yeah. Whoa. Whoa. Hope that sounded okay.
That sounded great. Okay.
Totally been messing with my interface and my sounds. And thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Outstanding.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm musical, so you can hear the clapping. Here we go. Well, we're gonna bring everybody back in here now. So there we go. If I can do this right, click on everybody slowly but surely. Everybody but me. Okay, there we go. Well,
Yeah.
I really appreciate you letting me do that, and let me even come in the room and stuff and hang with you guys.
We're happy to have you, and I can definitely, you guys hear that reggae ska kind of influence. Yeah.
Yes. That's it. How that happened is I actually opened the show for the guy who I wrote the song with. It was a benefit concert for a girl that had how do you say this word? Myelofibrosis or something to that effect. Anyway, I was the opening act, and he was right after me. And when I heard him like do his show, he's a looper as well. He does everything. He plays keys, trumpets, guitar, the whole 9 yards.
Wow.
And I sat and I watched him, and I was just so influenced by everything he did that I immediately went home and wrote down that first verse. And it was just like, dude, you inspired me. I want you to like take these words and make something out of it. And he's like, why don't we make something out of it together? And so I went over to his house in Newport News. We sat down for about 3 hours and wrote that song.
Hey, that's where I live. I mean, I'm like the next town over from Newport News.
Yeah, I noticed that you're like in Hampton.
I'm in Hampton. Yeah.
Yeah, he lives in Denby. So.
Yep, know where that is.
He used to live in Denby. I think he moved to Norfolk now, but.
Right
you
over
might
there.
know of him. Cultivated Mind. You might have heard of him.
Yep. Our friends all of our friends. They've played here right at my beach. There used to be a reggae festival here at Buckrow Beach.
Oh wow!
We play there often. Yes.
Yes, Tony Brand. He's a maestro at creating music, and
so he's probably played with some of our friends. Have you ever heard of the Dharma Initiative?
Yep, I know Dharma. I know Pat.
And so they're our friends.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Small world. Wow.
6 degrees of separation, not even. That's awesome. And,
I'm actually from Virginia Beach, so I grew up in Virginia Beach. And that's where my music started there. I started as a street musician on the boardwalk in Virginia Beach.
Oh, wow.
It all grew from that. So
awesome.
See, now that's kind of like what we talk about. Sometimes we talk about musicians kind of paying their dues. That right there is one of the old school ways of doing it. Just getting up there and busking. And I
played 3 years as a homeless musician out there on the boardwalk, and then I won the Jesse Chong contest, the first one, and that allowed me to record the first album that I did, and then I started producing stuff on my own and with friends and stuff, and here we are. We're here on Haps.
Wow. Well, I'm glad things are looking up for you, and I'm so glad to hear that. So you guys check him out and tell us again, for those that might just be joining, where they can find you. Hi, Grant, down there in Australia. So where can they find your stuff and things again, so they can download your album and buy it, or
I'm on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Amazon Music, anywhere you can find, buy, steal, hijack music, it's there. YouTube.
We promote buying it here. We're all about supporting the actual artist.
LimeWire, Napster.
Yeah, exactly. It's even look, if you want to be on iHeartRadio these days, you got to be on Napster. So I just went ahead and clicked it anyway. I was like, you know what? I want to be there. I want to. So but anywhere you can find music, if you look up Rick Bozart, RickBozart,
gotcha.
You will find. I have 4 of them out there now, and soon to be number 5. That one I just played.
Wow. Well, that's freaking awesome, and you are super talented. I remember just coming across you one day. It might have been Miss Badges, Miss Lindsay. She thinks you're an awesome amazeballs rock star. I mean, she's just throwing up emojis, so she's a big fan.
Thank you guys. I'm so sorry that I'm not paying attention to comments. It's so tiny on my screen over there.
Don't worry about it.
If I look at my TV up here, it looks like I'm praying to God. So it's like,
dear God, give me the inspiration. Well, I love it. So the Dharma Initiative is super fun. Well, we've got Ian here. He's also been on our rotating thing. I know he has also family obligations with a toddler, and so sometimes he can come and join us. Sometimes he can't. He's mostly known as Anthropoid on here, but once in a while, Ian joins us for music chat. He's actually knows a little something about music. He had something he wanted to share with us on Friday, and I feel really bad that I kind of had to cancel. I had like maybe a half hour before we were going to go live, I found out a close family friend died of COVID.
Oh no.
And it was just like, I was just too emotional. I just couldn't go forward. And I think there was a couple of other things that took place. So we didn't do our usual thing. But usually we're around on Friday nights doing our chat. Different people are hosting. You're welcome to join us anytime. And you can hang in the window right now.
What time do you do it on Friday?
I think it depends on the
Friday?
host, but it's sort of 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time-ish. Seems to be the hit or miss time mostly. We have one person in the UK. We have other people in Arizona. So different times.
I might just have to double dip because that's 9 o'clock is when I do a songwriting session with that guy.
Don't worry about that. Yeah.
But no, I'll be here. I'll be in both.
You don't.
One on the computer, one on the phone.
You guys, there's another person that just came in. Now this is like great. I cannot believe we don't really. I haven't done it on Tuesday nights in a while, have I, Prof? So I'm thinking I'm gonna click on Mr. Chris Gales.
Yes.
Just because he's awesome.
Chris, yes, absolutely.
On my show. Months
so
ago.
Before we get I've been clicking on everybody I see. I'm like, oh, I know that person. Invite. Oh, I know that person. Doug and Allie were in here just to say hi and good night because they usually are really tired this time of the night, but they wanted to say hello, and so it was awesome. Once in a while, it'd be nice to get Doug in, before his bedtime, But they're busy people with frameable phrases. But Doug is in a band as well, and also a music head. Early on, I was kind of doing it on Tuesday nights, but I think it was like, and then the professor here was doing Monday nights, but we were kind of catching Helen on Friday night. That was a good night for her. So we can rotate the hosts. We can rotate who's in this. I did start a group chat, DM on Twitter, just to do that. But back to Ian. Whether he's prepared to do that or not, and I can make him a director. He has some pictures, or he's going to take some pictures, or he's going to show us in a broadcast that place he talked about in Philadelphia. What was the name of that place where it's like got David Bowie art on the outside of it, and it's all about David Bowie? Anyway, I can't remember. He has to come into the chat to tell us if he's available. Unless, So anyway, he had some really cool pictures that he was going to share with us on Friday. Maybe he'll do that next time he can join in the chat. So really cool people. But a lot of us are also from Periscope doing quizzes. Jim, you do quizzes. Why don't you talk about some of the stuff about, I didn't really have a chance to let you talk a whole lot, but go ahead and talk about your quiz and just your love of music. And I know that Nancy touched on something there that I know is a big love, and that's your experience of remembering dates and where you were when you heard a song. But go ahead and just introduce yourself to those who may not know who you are again.
Oh my goodness. I got a prop I can grab too. If it takes me 5 seconds, I can grab
Go for it. And while he's doing that, I'm going to let you guys know he's got an awesome program. He's reinvented how to do kind of a broadcast where you have a variety / talk show at night. So he's basically our resident evening talk show host on Thursday nights. He brings in, it's almost like what we're doing here tonight. I didn't plan it like this where I'd have a musician come in, but he has probably someone who performs or is a musician. They come in, and then the other people, and he interviews them for 15 minutes a pop, and it's just like a variety show. I love it. Real talented people on here. So he does that once a week on Thursday nights. And Saturday nights is his time to let off, and he can be his kind of a talk show host, but game show host. And he's also known for something called, what he really is, his real gift is that he likes to collect creative people around him and promote them like nobody's business. And he has this thing that he did called the Golden Squirrel, but he can tell you all about that. So Go for it.
Boy. No pressure at all. Gene Rayburn II, Jim Rayburn, to some of you keeping score at home. If you don't know who I am, I'm Jim from the northwest suburbs of Chicago. I've been streaming for, oh my goodness, almost 6 years now, in about 3 months here on HAPS. Thank you, Michelle. I'm just so honored to be a part of this broadcast with you, Michelle, and the professor, and Christina, who won multiple Golden Squirrels for Best Trivia Host or Hostess in this case. And outstanding applause to Rick over here to my. I'm trying to get this.
That's right. You got it.
There we go. No, I'm saying it's like there we go. Kudos to Rick. I want you saw me grab this book. I have like a Zoom book, and I got like a bunch of like people I want on here. So I got a list here. A lot of them I had on my show said they were, but added Rick to the name. I put Rick up there. So right there. So anyway,
you're on his list. Uh-oh.
That's right. change your handle. You've been warned. So basically, this is my first transistor radio I owned ever. This is from 1969. I was 4 years old. And this used to hang on the handlebar of my 5-speed Schwinn bike, listening to Super CFL, listening to WLS, listening to WJPC, listening to WVON. And then on nights, the skip would kick in. I would listen to WRVA. I'd listen to WABC. I'd listen to WJW. I'd listen to 3WE. I'd listen to KAAY. I mean, basically a lot of stations around the country. And I loved my parents, but they were very overprotective, being the youngest of four. My oldest sister was my sister, in the early mid 60s, of course, with all the beatniks. My brother was a draft dodger in Vietnam, and basically did every kind of psychedelic under the sun, and had hair down there, drove a Harley, and fixed everything with his hands, which I can't do. My sister basically was, my sister, she got through high school and did some other stuff. I was just the nerdy suck-up kid as a kid. And yes to mommy and daddy. And they basically wanted to make sure I didn't do what they did. So my friend was, as Freddie Mercury used to sing in Radio Gaga, was this little transistor radio. So I grew up listening to that. And since my world was controlled by my parents to an extent as far as which friends I could have, where I can go before and after school and during school, pretty much the times I did get to go out, I'd hear a song on the radio, or I'd be in my car going to my cousin's house. I mean, I remember hearing Ball of Confusion, driving my mom's 1971 Cutlass 442, going up to Wakanda in Kingsbury. Exactly. Or driving along with Tommy James and the Shondells. I remember being at the Schwartz's house, and their backyard swinging, and the tornado sirens going off. And I had to go, yeah.
I just have this thought, and this is the thought. Now I understand. It's finally clicked why you like yacht rock and the Misfits in the same head. I mean, you're doing the yacht rock probably with your parents because it's acceptable, but then at night you're like jumping up and down on your bed going like, Rage to the Machine. So I love it. Jim here has a really eclectic mix of music, but who are your favorites right now? Do you have a favorite? It's like, oh my goodness. Christina's got a thought.
I was going to say that I think some of us are about a certain age where we have kind of a soft spot in our hearts for yacht rock. That's when
I know, right?
That's when the music, it was on all the time. You couldn't get away from that music. So you that kind of music does have a special place in your heart. Yeah, you can still have your teenage stuff that you listen to, but still deep down inside, you still liked a lot of that stuff. And it doesn't kind of go away.
Well, I'll have you know, guys, this is a first for me. But what's his name from Steely Dan? I'm terrible with remembering names.
Yes. Donald Fagen?
Yes. Bob played his solo album for me the other day, and he goes, "You don't mind if I play that out loud, like not on my head? I'm like, go for it. I can handle it." And you know what? I was digging it. I was digging it. It was a good album. I'm like, oh my God, I don't even feel like I need to play, something to
cleanse your head.
Yes, I have to cleanse my head when it comes to Celine Dion, but there's just some things I just cannot have in my brain because what happens to me is I may not remember dates, I may not remember names, but I can tell you and sing along to almost every. I can tell you a song I sang when I was 9 years old, and I remember the lyrics still. Like, if stuff gets really stuck in my head, and so it's serious. I mean, earworms are serious business for me. If it's gonna be stuck in my head, it's got to be something I can tolerate. Oh, we've got a show and tell. What have we got? There it is.
Of Donald Fagen's Night Play album.
There it is.
No, this is even. Go.
Oh, what is that? I don't know what that is.
Wow.
I've never seen that before in my life. Oh, yes, I know what that is. And it looks like, Nancy, when you were listening to some of the same radio stations there in Milwaukee.
Oh my
WCFL in Milwaukee.
They had WOKY, which was 920 AM. They had WEMP up in Milwaukee. Obviously TMJ, but they're always like a news station. WISN, which became News Talk, AM 1130. There's W4 in Detroit.
Yes. Sorry, I said that out loud.
Christina, there's WRVA and WWVA.
I love Detroit. Can you tell? I love. Well, a lot of what I heard was like once in a while with the AM radio, and mine was red. I don't know if it's plastic, but I think it was some kind of plastic red. It was a lot like that. It had the same kind of thing that I could put on my bike handlebar, and listen to at night as well. But like Christina, my first real radio, I think I was given when I was like 12 years old, so I didn't have to share mom's, whatever she had, or make her change it. Yeah. No, the 8-track tape player was in my dad's van. He bought for $500 from some dude with the shag carpet and all that. So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it was it really literally looked like Scooby-Doo's Green Machine. No lie. It's like, yeah. But
when life hands you a Jeffrey, stroke the fuzzy wall.
I feel like that's from a movie. I should know.
It is totally from a movie. I can't remember the name of it, but yes.
I am totally going to look that up. Life hands you a Jeffrey. Okay. All right. Well, that was awesome. Chris Gales was invited, but he's probably too busy, and I don't see him anymore. We scared him. He was like, nope, I don't want to come in. Ruh-roh. No,
Ruh-roh.
I think a lot of people were coming in just to say hi because I did put a #Habs challenge because it's actually literally my first broadcast this week, and it's like the last week of it. So get your Habs challenges in if you are doing that, just to, my FYI reminder. But I literally wanted to just throw out a couple things. I wanted to impress Helen, first of all. Okay, she's not here. We all know that. She's had a busy day today. She's probably putting her radio program together, all of that. And of course, she's got a huge interview. But I wanted to kind of like not really quiz you guys, but just ask you. We can go round robin, starting with maybe Christina and around. Okay, we can do that. Oh, okay, that's Jim. Okay, he's gonna.
There's Chris. Chris is in here.
Awesome. I'm
gonna jump out of camera and jump back into chat though, because I'm gonna go.
That's fine.
I'm still gonna be here, just not in video.
You got it. Just do that. Yeah. So, guys, my questions, one of them was going to be, do you have a favorite Grammy moment was one, but the other one to impress Helen, to let her know that we as Americans or Canadian Americans know something about that music she's going to talk about with Rusty Egan. And I'm going to start with Christina because I'm going to bow to her knowledge. I know she knows who Ultravox is and Visage and all of that, but like, what's your favorite electronic music from that time period and why? It could be like, it could be anything, but
it would probably actually have to be Ultravox and Depeche Mode. Although Depeche Mode was a little bit later. Ultravox was definitely, I think, a little tiny bit, or maybe about the same time. But obviously, Visage came before Ultravox, so probably Ultravox. I've always liked them. Always loved Midge-Ure. Almost had the opportunity to see him. He was in DC last, I think it was February, but it was. DC is like, the big bad city that's far away, and it was February. The last thing I want to do is go to DC in February.
Oh, I've been in
lot.
DC in February. It's no fun. I get it.
If it was July, totally different. Would have been a little easier, but February was just like no. So I have not had the pleasure of seeing Midgear, but hopefully I will. Hopefully he'll tour again. But I would have to say it is Ultravox. I really enjoy Ultravox quite a bit. Midgear did a whole bunch of Ultravox stuff and his own stuff. Reimagined. He did Orchestrated. Probably one of my most favorite albums that's come out in the last few years. If you haven't listened to it, it's orchestrated, so it sounds a little different. But it's big and full and everything that's great.
Now, I know that Helen mentioned something about Rusty Egan has some stuff to do with soundtracks to movies. How about Midge Ure? Is he also in that whole? A lot of musicians and songwriters kind of graduate and go into that, like Trent Reznor from Nine Inch Nails, and I will.
That I don't. I mean, I know that I could have. Wasn't Rusty Egan with Visage in the beginning? Him and Midge Ure both, I think.
Yes.
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 So obviously, and I know that Midge Ure had a song called "Glorious" that Rusty Egan had like remixed. There were some great remixes of it that no longer are available on Apple Music. Thank you.
I know, right?
Yeah. I mean, the stuff comes and goes, so it'll be. I mean, hopefully, it will be back. So I know that he's like a DJ who does these remixes of. I just know the stuff that he did with the Midge Ure song. I don't know anything else about him. I'm sure he's great.
What you got there, Professor? You're showing.
No, I was just saying, buy your own music. You don't have to worry about it.
I know. I know.
It's hard to do that. It really is, unless you're like the.
Well, this was I had to start buying the stuff because this is all the stuff that like disappeared from Apple Music, so I had to hop on to
or be like
oh my
God. Here and
Brian Ferry disappeared. I had to buy it.
Get yourself like burn your own CDs, or if you can't find it, you can collect it. So that's what he's got over there. So
how about Christina? When you were mentioning the Swing by NXS, you can't find that anywhere.
Right. I had to buy it.
Apple Music, and you have to buy the physical copy of the Swing by NXS.
I think it might have finally shown up again. But honestly, Apple Music, and I think Spotify must do the same thing. There's stuff there that all of a sudden it disappears. You're like, oh man, and you see it, grayed out on your library. Next thing you know, 6 months later, it's back. So I wish they would kind of tell you, hey, by the way, this is going to go away. So if you want to buy it now.
Wow.
And I probably would do it, with some of the stuff. I would buy it.
But they just up and take it and rotate it, and the next thing you know, it's gone. So Birdman is here. Hello, Kaka, Birdman forever. This is Danny Elfman, of course, from Oingo Boingo. That he.
Oh my God, I love Boingo.
Yep, and he's definitely one of those ones that transitioned over into doing movie soundtracks. But gonna head over here to Mr. Chris Gales, and I'll have you. I know that you play music, of course, and we probably will have you play if you don't mind. I don't, no pressure. we don't typically. This is the first time we're actually kind of like bringing in musicians to have them play, because I know there's other shows that do that, other people that do it. We're just mostly music heads that like to talk about our love of music. But I'm going to ask you those same questions. Maybe just, a favorite Grammy moment or anything about the Grammys that are coming up, or past Grammy, or that kind of stuff. Any kind of good ideas about music that you like? Just go ahead and throw it out there.
No, I can't think of any Grammy moments personally. I was actually in the middle of something, but with something Jim did, I felt obligated to come on to share with him. And
oh my God!
And then somebody said something about me being scared, and I said, "Nah,
I did. I was
can't
I'm like, he's scared." That was not a throwdown, but I'm glad it worked. Okay, all right. No, I wouldn't do that. I love you. I love your music. All right. Well, I'm going to ask you, Blues Man. Then, what's your favorite? Do you have a favorite influence or singer-songwriter that you get into?
I can't say one person. It
I
varies from time to time, day to day. I'm
know.
influenced by all things musical, and probably my biggest influences have been people that you probably don't even know that I've dealt with personally in bands or
Oh wow.
watching bands, or just somebody that listens to music and appreciates it and points out something like, yeah, I didn't even notice that, and I'm a musician, so. I think all of that. I think it's a culmination of everybody and everything that I've touched or listened to over my lifetime.
That is awesome. Spoken like a true musician. My dad would have a hard time, doing the same thing. And my dad's Native American and grew up in a family of musicians that played a lot of old timey music. Nobody could read music. They just played together. My grandmother played. My grandfather played. I'm like the fourth generation of people in my family that play the fiddle. So you don't
Yeah.
expect that. Most people don't expect that. They think all Native American music is one kind of music, and it's really a broad spectrum depending on what our history is and where we come from. But my dad is really big into folk, the heritage music, and all of that. So I include, to me, blues, bluegrass, all of that stuff that I heard.
All of the above.
And the way Native Americans translate that, like my dad, I mean, just there's nothing else like it. Nothing else. And yeah, so
And
love it.
if you listen to some bluegrass and all, I mean, you can hear a lot of the Scottish and Irish influences in that music. And the banjo is an African instrument.
We got somebody who's begging to talk right now. Go ahead, Professor. Go.
I was waving. Is that Ashley? We just popped in.
Oh my God! He's like, please let me talk. I forget. This is the bell. That's right. Ashley, hello. Hello.
That was Maureen. That's my wife.
That was Maureen. Wow.
Yeah, she says hi.
Jim's wife is in here, so this is great. So I don't want to put you on the spot, but you feel free to play a song for us if you would so do that. And y'all big here, but guys,
I didn't know if I had a guitar laying around or anything.
I know it's not like you just happened to. Oh, look what I found! Well,
one or 15 guitars laying around somewhere.
All right, well, there we go.
Take me to that place where you like to hide. Oh yeah, and I won't disappoint you if you let me inside. Now we're just a few feet apart. Oh, I hope you're digging this song. See, it's coming straight from the heart. Oh, yeah. Now I can see what's on your mind. You bad girl, you. Yes, I can down there looking so damn good. Oh, yes, you are, girl. Hold me in my arms, I wish that I could. On for more than just a little while, yeah. Take me to that place where you like to hide. Oh, yeah. And I won't disappoint you if you let me inside. Oh, you sweet fine woman, you. Girl, I love to get to know you. Oh, and I will make this all about you. Yeah, 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 yeah. Please, girl, tell me what I need to do. Oh, so I can get close to you. See, I'm just dying to be next to you. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna bring everybody back in. I think I could do this. I don't know.
Outstanding, Chris.
Okay, so we do. We just do this. I think we just do this. There
So,
we go.
Chris, you're holding up that radio. I couldn't help but ask, but I wonder how many of those days did you have on AM 1070 WDIA back in the day?
Actually, my dad was a gospel disc jockey.
Whoa!
Oh,
Wow.
is
So
everybody
it
in
stayed
here?
on WVIM FM 95 out of Hernando, Mississippi, or Coldwater, Mississippi.
Nice.
Whoa.
Well, guys, we're gonna have to say we're gonna check out Christina. I think she's taken off here.
Not
So
quite yet, but soon.
Oh, okay, all right. I wasn't sure. You made a little mention on. I don't want to make you, but Christina, this is her first day on Haps, guys. So welcome,
Yes.
Christina E.
Oh, welcome, Christina.
And she does quizzes. She's like real faithful on quizzes, and you know the 4-hour or 6-hour thing that you do on Periscope. That's like the norm over here. Seriously, like so. You are gonna fit right into Haps. Right. Definitely, Jim is on Saturday nights. And once in a while, I like to throw in trivia with other things I'm doing. But I love that this whole thing is like so freeform and collaborative. Thanks for coming on, Chris. You're welcome to hang out with us anytime, and stay if you want for the chat. You know, come for the music, stay for the snacks, you know. But typically, this is a rotating group and a rotating host group. So it's kind of like we're trying to form something that's more like a club, like a book chat, only it's about music. And we've got some really great people here. So I'm really happy you're all here. What are you guys all spinning around for? I can do that. But I want to open the floor to bring Rick. Rick, can I bring you back now? I don't know where you're.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. Absolutely. We got 2 musicians here, so this is really rare for us to be like this. I'm glad you guys are all here. But you guys, for those of us in the chat that are not carrying a guitar, any questions for our musicians or anything you want to talk about?
Well, I of course have a question for the musician types. I was going to ask, what type of guitar? What guitar brands do you guys go to? Like a reliable? Are you more like a Takamines? Are you more Fender? Are you Martins? Anybody own a Martin out there?
Ooh, a Martin.
You want to go first, Chris?
Go for it, brother.
Okay. I rock everything pretty much. This is my workhorse. I don't know if you can read it or not, but that's a Fender. It's a Fender California series.
Lovely Fender.
Pluggable acoustic.
Nice.
It's been my road dog for about 5 years now. I had the frets replaced because the first year I burned the frets up on it. So I took it to a guy in Newport News, and he pulled all the frets out and put stainless steel jumbo telly frets in it. So I'll never have to do that again.
Wow.
And yeah, it's my go-to guitar as far as acoustics. I had a Taylor and I sold it. It was a really nice guitar, but I didn't want to take it anywhere because it cost too much money.
Yeah.
So
I know that feeling, actually. Yeah.
I'm afraid it would get stolen. Like you set it down and turn your back for 1 second, and things come up missing. You're Virginia Beach, so unless you got it nailed to the floor, it's not worth taking the risk.
Well, I sold a Rickenbacker, and I regret it, but I did it during a period of mourning and grief. So, you do stuff when you have to do it, and then you regret it later. But hey, that guitar gave you some great memories and stuff. So, how about you, Chris? Yeah, how about you? What you got going?
Me, this one right here, this is a Takamine. This is the one I keep in my studio. I keep handy. It was actually left to me by a friend who passed away. And I play it all the time.
Wow.
But my acts that I use on stage, when you see me on stage or that I record with, is usually my Taylor. This is Taylor 414. And I got it because I was playing, at one point in time, I was playing, 7 days a week, up to 8 hours a day. And I burned through 2 Ibanez's.
Oh, wow.
On 2 Ibanez's, and to have it refretted was more than the guitar. So I said, maybe I should get me a better version. And I looked at the Martins, and I almost got the Martins, but I talked to like 3 or 4 people who had Martins, and all of them had issues with the binding.
Yeah, Martin's gone downhill since.
That's sad.
Yeah, they're and it's their manufacturing is really, the binding and everything splits in it and all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I needed a workhorse, and my Taylor has been a workhorse, but I have burned through the frets to the point where it's almost unplayable. I'm still pushing it, but I have an appointment to meet with a gentleman named TK. TK Guitars here in Memphis. He's done guitars for all sorts of famous musicians, and he's going to take a look at it and see what we can get done here.
Go with the stainless steel. You'll never have to do it again.
Yeah,
it costs a little more. I mean, it cost me twice as much as this guitar is worth to have it refretted.
Right.
Wow.
Again, I'll never have to do it again. The only thing I'll have to do is get them dressed.
Yeah, it's right at a $3,000 guitar, and it's going to cost $500 to have it refretted. I can't do that every 3 years.
Wow. I am super fortunate that I have a dad that either does that, or he has this guy that he's known for a long time. The guy is like 80 now, and he can they're both of them are just wizards. So I don't have to worry about that. It's either him or my older brother. So I've never had to take mine to anybody I don't know. So that's actually a super important thing if you're a musician. Who do you take to get your stuff serviced and worked on and all of that? It's really important. But one thing I want to mention, you tugged at my heartstrings when you said where the guitar came from. I mean, I literally, I don't know what it's like from your community, but in my community, that's like a huge honor and a responsibility almost, like when you have an instrument like that that's been gifted to you in that way.
Actually, I have a few. This was given to me by one friend. And I have another friend, his name was Joel Schumacher, and he toured the world with Jerry Lee Lewis and Roy Orbison.
Wow.
He developed a serious lung disorder and wasn't able to play the last couple of years of his life. But what he would do is he'd sit around in his house and work on guitars. And at the time, I was working for UPS, so I had a little bit more coming in. I was IT for UPS. And I would just take my guitars over there and have him, restring them, set them up, do this or that, miscellaneous stuff to them, things to keep him busy, keep him occupied. And when he passed, he brought his fiance at the time. He left me 2 Ibanez guitars, one of which is a chocolate one. They're not readily available right now for me to pull out, but
that's fine.
One of it was a chocolate one that I loved, and he just thought that it matched me. And the other one was a pink Ibanez that I walked
Oh,
in and saw him, and I mean, this guy,
oh,
you'd think he would play with Jerry Lee Lewis, and this he was
nice.
phenomenal across the board on all genres. He was just going to town on this man. I said, it takes a real man to play a guitar that color.
I know, right? I
He
was
said, Bubba,
like, hot pink. It's
and
probably a
then,
hot
and
pink too,
I
right?
play the heck out of that guitar. That's one of my main when I'm doing a live when I'm doing a show with my electric. It's my PV. If you see me with my PV, that guitar, that pink guitar, is somewhere around. If you don't see it around my neck, so.
Wow, that
Right.
is it takes a real man. But I can literally can picture like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's freaking awesome. Well, I'm
And now
gonna
we
take
know.
I'm gonna take a mention of the. I'm sorry, give me a second here. There's like a bunch of people that just came in. I don't know where they came from, but they came over here. I just want to say shout out to Randy Horton is in here. Other guy, hello from Anaheim. Dina D. And yeah, a lot of folks. Ray is still hanging out here, and guess who just kind of popped in as
Miss Helen?
well? Miss Helen from Edinburgh. I don't know how she feels. She's probably, if she's awake, it's probably not all that great. It's probably because she can't. But I'm going to still invite her. She is our OG in this chat group. Welcome. And like I said, if anybody wants to pop out at any time, you just hang up the phone. There's really no structure to this. I'm trying really hard not to be structured.
This is
Because
awesome.
I love this. This has been organic with whoever's popping in. I love that we have two musicians tonight. So this is awesome. I don't know if anybody
Hi,
wants to
Helen.
talk about the Grammys or anything like that, but any other questions that anybody has to ask our musicians, feel free to pop in and
Tim has
I have two questions for Chris, actually.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Yes, Chris, outstanding song, by the way.
Thank you.
for playing that for us this evening. And two
Dave
questions.
Matthews influence.
Well, first of all, it's not a question, just a quick note. Make sure you are subscribing and supporting Chris. He's doing a 11 a.m. Central Time coffee broadcast here and there.
Oh, that's right.
Make
I'm
sure
not
you
up at that. Is that Eastern Standard Time?
Central.
Oh, so that's noon. Maybe I'll be awake. Okay.
And secondly, we saw a picture up on Twitter, and I was thinking of Chris when I saw this. When I saw Beale Street covered with snow.
Uh-huh.
What?
That's usually that was unimported from Chicago. How did you guys deal with all that? That was just, I didn't expect that to happen.
See, I'm the crazy person. I drive in it regardless. And I drive safely, by the way. I'm not one of those that's like going, 20 miles an hour because I have a four-wheel drive or something like that, not realizing that I'm going to stop the exact same way that a two-wheel drive is going to stop. But anyway, they just don't get that concept. But yeah, it was a surprise, and we haven't had snow quite like that in a very, very, very long time. I tried to go to my mom and dad's house in the middle of it, and they live in Nesbitt, Mississippi. I live in South Haven, Mississippi, and you couldn't distinguish the street from the people's yards.
Oh, geez.
So I decided I was going to turn around and try to go back home.
Were your parents okay though? I mean, because that's unprecedented snow and ice and everything down there. Was there electric okay and everything in their water?
There was water issues after the fact in Memphis. South Haven did not have any issues. DeSoto County did not have any issues.
Okay.
But Memphis, people on the Memphis Light, Gas, and Water Services did have issues simply because I guess the vacant houses, we don't think about this stuff, but the vacant houses in apartments that are on outside walls, when they're not vacant, they're not being heated, and the water can burst, which causes the pressure to drop. And once that pressure drops in the system, then more bacteria can be introduced in the system, and that's why they start having boil
waters.
Boil
exactly. I felt terrible for those who were affected by that. Not just in the Memphis area, but throughout the South as well, down in Texas, Mississippi, Alabama, areas that are even Louisiana, where a lot of areas were used to that kind of stuff. But glad you weathered it. Now it's nice and warm down there, and we're still near the lake here, freezing to death. And that's you get the last laugh.
If y'all don't mind, I'll do a little plug. But
go for it.
I'm gonna pop off.
I was just going to say, I think we got a moment here where someone wants to pop in and someone wants to pop out. So go ahead.
I'll pop
So
up.
you guys,
I'm gonna
again,
try to be on tomorrow sometime, like
Thank
mornings, afternoon, Eastern time. If anyone wants to come help me figure some things out here.
all right.
You
So
guys.
you know how to get out. You just hit the little exit. It's a tiny little pink phone at the bottom. All right. That was Christina E. She's a quiz hostess. It looks like somebody invited somebody. I didn't even I don't know if I invited him or not, but he's here.
Yep. I see him. He's in the wings.
Okay, because I made
Randy.
yes, I made the professor director tonight, so I didn't have to worry too much about that. Hello. This is our weekly music chat, and I did not know that you even had an interest in music. So
I am the biggest music enthusiast on the planet. I am from Hendersonville, Tennessee.
Okay.
And by the way, Chris, I went to school with all the children of Roy Orbison. We're all the same age, so it's pretty neat. You know what? You said you were over at Roy's house. I wonder if that's where I just feel like I know you from somewhere since the day I seen you start playing on apps. Boy, I really feel like it. If you were at Roy's house, his son and I were in high school together the whole time. I'm just wondering if that's where I know you from. Really, I got this brotherly connection with Chris that I feel like I've known him since I was 9 years old. I don't know how I got it. I don't get that.
Yeah, I know. I remember seeing you, and I think, man, I know you from somewhere. But I've been on Bill. I was on Bill Street up until last March this week. I was on Bill Street for 10 years at the same location, which is 159 Bill is King Jerry Lawler's Hall of Fame, WWE Hall of Famer Jerry the King Lawler's restaurant. And next Friday, I'm going to make my first public performance back on Bill at the Rum Boogie Cafe. And I'm really excited about that. So it's going to be the first time in a year that I've been down there performing for a lot.
Congratulations. That helps fill the wallet back up, don't it?
I'm kind of nervous, to be honest with you.
Okay. Well, this is really interesting. We have, for the first time on the broadcast, Randy Horton, and we have Christina, who is new to the app, and we have two musicians. But I hate to do this to you, but I'm the one to host tonight, but I'm going to I'll have you say a little quick something about maybe we haven't had this, Randy. Nobody's answering this question for some reason. But famous Grammy moments, anything about the Grammys you want to mention? They are on Sunday. You can bash the Grammys if you want. I know Jim wanted to bash the Grammys. The professor here has worked as a historian for the Grammy institution. I myself remember the Moonwalk. I mean, that was a big thing. And also, I think there was some other great Grammy moments that I remember. But that was one of them for some reason when I was a kid. Stuck in my head.
The Moonwalk was actually Motown Live.
There we go.
Motown 25. Motown 25.
Thank you.
That was the Moonwalk. But there was a group of dancers way back in the 40s or 30s or whatever, and they were doing the Moonwalk, and that's where he got it from.
Yeah, that would be the Nicholas brothers. Yeah.
I mean, they were doing stuff, man. You're gonna break your neck, kind of stuff. That was one of the things that they did.
Who was the other guy that used to be on his tiptoes and all that kind of stuff and go way
Gregory
back?
Hines?
Yeah, maybe Gregory Hines. I don't know.
Gregory Hines, yeah.
Hey, Professor, were the lockers ever
they
a
were
part
not,
of the
but
Grammys?
however, one of the moments that involved dance at the Grammys was Herbie Hancock's performance of Rocket. Now, if you're familiar with the robots in the video, he actually had dancers reproduce the movements of the robot. So we actually had the guy jumping in and out of bed and dancers doing the robot bit. Go look it up on YouTube. It's awesome.
All right, there we go. Jim, do you have any famous Grammy moments? And then we'll go straight to Randy again. I know everybody knows who you are, Randy, but I still just humor us, and you will have a chance to introduce yourself and say what you do. But
I'm here only to support you.
Yeah, that's very sweet of you. We're here to support each other. It's kind of like we formed this group because a lot of people on here are music heads. Transitioning from Periscope, a lot of us did music. We played music quizzes, but now we're kind of graduating to this sort of Periscope 2.0, where we're finding out a little bit more about each other and how deep our knowledge goes and our experience. Some of us are musicians, some of us are former DJs, some of us are former collectors, or all of the above. So let me see here. So famous Grammy moments. Anything about the Grammys, Randy, that rings a bell? Anything about that, or maybe just a famous music history moment, like live. Maybe you see stuff. I know there's this one guy. He's like seen just about every Rolling Stones concert that are. Are you a concert goer?
I am a weirdo. I don't watch TV. I haven't turned the thing on in 5 years. I never get starstruck because I grew up right down in the buckle of country music, and everybody was an artist. We grew up one block over from Johnny Cash. Like I said, I went to school with Roy Orbison kids. I went to the Hendersonville High School where half your country artists went to, and it's just kind of always been around the folks. So the only person I would really have a lot of respect for, not that I don't respect everyone here, but a guy I used to went to church with, he actually did 2 #1 hits in gospel, and he's a writer. And I just didn't know you could become well-to-do and famous from gospel. So I got a big shout out for a friend of mine since I was 6 years old, Dave Clark. Wherever you're at in the world, I just want to say love you, brother. And thank you very much.
That's awesome. What's the 2 for? I don't know what that is. You just say.
Oh, that's a peace sign there.
Okay, I'm totally missing your cues tonight. I'm just gonna have to listen for the bell. So, Jim, famous Grammy moments or any thoughts that you have, or
Grammy moments? None. Back to you.
Any Grammy bashing you'd like to do? What about Britney Spears kissing Madonna or whatever that was?
That was more.
That was the MTV Awards.
I know. I'm just joking.
Yeah. No, I just never starstruck. I always like something that's about to emerge, and as opposed to something that was in the past. And by the time it's in the past, it's not relevant on the Grammys. But at the same time, if it's something that's about to become popular, it's not on the Grammys either. So I'm either on either side of the fence. So I prefer listening to old stuff like the Professor plays, like 60s and 70s R&B, funk, soul, that kind of stuff. Or I'll listen to like 80s metal, or I'll listen to some new music that's out there nowadays that hasn't really gone popular yet from different genres of music or different formats.
Well, I'll actually put out another moment in country music awards. You can look this up. This is probably one of the most memorable moments of any award show. What happened was, I think it was 1975, 76. John Denver was nominated as Best New Artist in Country, and a very drunk Charlie Rich came out to read the nominees, and he actually read the nominees, and he whips out a lighter and burns the piece of paper and goes, John Denver, and he just kind of with this look on his face, and that was the last time you saw Charlie on any award show.
Wow.
Now we need that guy to come back and do something like that again. That was the best moment ever of any awards show, man.
Well, I don't blame him. John Denver's no country artist at all.
I know.
Well, that was his beef. Yeah, that was his major beef on that there. So
I can see that. Yeah, they were trying to do all that crossover way back then. But we have some people joining us. I know late in the evening here. We got C.S. Murphy. Shout out to C.S. Murphy. Someday we can drag him in the chat and get his guitar going. Guys, he's not just an artist. He is an excellent, excellent musician. But it is 10:50. And I'm going to turn into a pumpkin soon, so I'm going to just wrap this up. Since we got 2 musicians, I don't know which one. Maybe let's do this. I
want to bow out. I've got to go to work because it's 6:50 a.m.
Yes,
and
sir.
thank you for whoever invited me. And Michelle, we really appreciate you, and you got a great show going today, man. It's looking good.
Thank you.
And
I really appreciate you came in because of Sid Happ's challenge, and you are probably like in everybody's broadcast. So I thank you for being in mine. This is probably a first because I'm so in a different time zone than what you are. But you have a great day.
Thank you very much. Appreciate everybody here. Y'all have a great day. I got to go to work. Take care.
Good to see you, man.
Okay.
Have a great Wednesday.
So here's my thought. I was thinking of I'm going to have Rick play us another song, and then Chris play us another song, and then we'll just wrap it up and say goodnight. But I also want to keep in mind that we got Carrie Long Live is in the chat somewhere, and I have started to co-host with her. I know Chris remembers that we had the Perry Stars. Was it Scope Stars?
Hap Stars.
Now it's Hapsters, like gangsters. But she and I are doing this stuff and things, and I'm drawing people or drawing art while other people are singing. I'm trying not to be rude, but I am drawing their face. So, but I definitely love that she and I are doing that on Thursday nights, right before Jim's show. And Carrie, I forget it's Pacific Standard Time, so I'm thinking it's 6:30. Anyway, you guys follow Carrie and find out who's next. I think Chris Angelis is going to be the guest, and I'm telling you, I heard her on the International Women's Day broadcast. I mean, I had Lucinda Williams vibes. Like she just belted out this beautiful, soulful, smoky song, and it was really awesome. And she also will tell us a little bit more about some kind of songwriting award she's up for. And you can vote for her, I think. So you get to catch her on Thursday night right before Jim's show. What time is your show, Jim?
I'm on right after Carrie. I'll be on at 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific here on the HAPS network of now. And you're really going to be surprised about the guests I have this week on this program. We will have, in no particular order, we'll have Helen Wallace. We'll also have native Graffiti Michelle. We'll also have the professor of the old school. Plus, we'll have Christina, and we'll have more for you. So please join me.
And it'll be a little different, won't it? I hope it'll be different.
I get to ask them questions, and they have to answer my questions.
Oh, oh my gosh, he's going to answer tough questions. Did you or did you not eat the spotted pig in Detroit? Yes, I did, and it was really good. Julie Prunes brought it all the way from the Great Britain. What did you think it was? It was really good. It just tastes like red pudding. I don't know. But anyway.
Who had the spotted? Never mind.
Who had the spotted pig?
Spotted D.
Spotted D. Yeah, in the D. Add the D in the D. All right. Well, anyway, before we go again, I want to mention that usually we meet on Friday nights, and it doesn't have to be, but you guys are all welcome to join this little group. Anyone can kind of be a part of this and come up into the window, depending on who's hosting and what we're doing. But Friday is, I believe it's 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to have one of the best interviews that I think is going to come to HAPS. Basically, the founder of the movement, of the new romantic movement in the Blitz Club, DJ Rusty Egan, will be interviewed by our Helen Wallace Leggy Radio. So that's going to be an excellent catch right before they have the Skynet documentary about that whole movement in the UK on Saturday. So if you're in Great Britain, it's going to be a big deal. We get to see that live here on HAPS. It'll be unplugged, unedited, and awesome. So I hope you guys will join us for that. But in the meantime, we're going to do, Rick, I don't know if you can play something. We got about, I think, give us about 10 minutes, so like 5 minutes apiece, maybe? You guys?
Yeah. Mine's about 3 minutes, so.
Awesome. So I'm gonna let you go ahead. For those who aren't new or haven't been in here when you were here, just go ahead and tell everybody again where you get your stuff and things. Support, subscribe, and buy from our artists. Don't just download. Don't just get where you can get it, and tell them where they can buy your work, your creative music.
Absolutely. I have a CD out. It's a 3-song EP. It's called The Hard Road. You can find that anywhere you can buy music. CD Baby used to sell it, but now they're just like a digital distributor. But even if you get it there, I still get paid. Amazon, Apple, all those places, they have it. But this song I'm about to play you is also a single that I released. It's all self-produced. It's all self-done. I did it all in my home by myself. I learned how to kind of work the engine here, and it's called All Because of You. Me get a little back in my headphones there. There we go. It's called All Because of You. So I hope you guys enjoy. And Carrie, don't forget to tell your sister Olga that she still owes me those digits. Sitting on this back porch, singing these crazy blues, and it's all because you. Outside sun is shining, but it's raining in my heart, and it's all because you. Thought that girl loved me, but she led me far behind. The way she stole my love, well, you know it ought to be a crime. That will be the last time that my love is true, and it's all because of you. All because of you. Now I found a new girl and her loving is so true, and it's all because of you. Never lets me down, just picks me up when I'm feeling blue, and it's all because of you. Thought that girl loved me, but she led me far behind. The way she stole my love, well, you know it ought to be a crime. That will be the last time that my love is true, and it's all because of you. All because of you. All because of you. All because of you. Dig. Yeah. All because you. All because you. All because you. All because of you.
Woohoo! Let's get this all unmuted here, and everybody at says, "Oops, sorry, Jim."
Appreciate you guys letting me play.
Woohoo! All right. Thank you so much. And
outstanding, sir.
I definitely wanted to be your backup singer right there, and I was like digging the rhythm and everything. So great stuff.
Thank you so much.
And yeah, so I want to thank you. You guys find him if you haven't found him in your subscribe list. But there's the 3 S's of, well, you know, you share. That's always nice. Oops, I did this backwards. I knew it. I knew I was going to do this backwards. There we go. All right. So it was like taking people away, and I'm about to put them in there. I'm like, we're a super inclusive group here on HAPS, of course. And we're finding our different things. We're finding our musician people. But we cannot emphasize enough. We talk about this a lot in our group, and that is support the artists. I know that they're hurting right now. A lot of folks cannot tour. They can't go to venues, and they can't sell their merch, which is a huge way for a lot of artists to get stuff. And a lot of us are missing being in clubs to listen to you. But is there a place, Chris, where you do play live? Because I know that's what we see you do a lot of. Do you have places that you can still go? And
Thursday.
I'm sorry. Oh, we lost your. I know he's unmuted. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. We can't hear you, Chris. Uh-oh. What's going on there? Okay. Gonna unmute yourself, maybe? He's unmuted. Can you guys hear him?
I can't hear him either.
Uh-oh, Chris, we can't hear you.
Uh-oh.
He's rebooting.
He's gonna go back into the transporter and come back in. Okay. All right. Well, how can again? Do you have a place where you go and?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. I was asking you, and I was asking. I'm kind of asking both of you guys. Where do you basically get your support right now? You know, is it from live streaming? I mean, is it of course the digital downloads that people can do? How are you guys making it right now?
Fortunately, since August, I've been able to play venues. Some venues, there's been a limited crowd, but the crowd that has been there has been so supportive because they're so happy to have live music.
Right.
And now it's opening up. Like I said, next week I will be back on Beale Street for the first time in a year for a public performance. I've done one private performance on Beale Street, but this is my first time for a public performance on Beale Street. And I've been making it, and the money made from live streaming has helped a lot.
Awesome.
And then of course some royalties from the songs that I have performed out there. The way the timing set up from the venues that I played at before the pandemic, and the royalties coming in from me playing my songs at those venues, it worked out great for me. So it made ends meet.
Well, if you don't mind just playing us one more song to end this and wrap it up for tonight. We're most grateful that you gave us the time of day, much less come into the broadcast. So thank you so much for being here, guys. One more song from Chris.
All right. This one you can find out there on iTunes and Spotify and all that. So listen to it about 1,000 times so that I can make $1. Let's try again. Take it from the word alone. Oh, we can try. I'm staying here and I'm never letting go. I know that sometimes it will be tough, but working through it, that's part of the game. We will survive. Now that's the object of this game called love. Get the rest of the world focus on us, building our love, our happiness, and our trust. I love you and you love me. That is what it is, but so much more it could be. So what do you say to the idea of us? Oh, just trying again. Whoa, just trying again. Let's try again. Breaking from the word alone. Oh, we can try. I'm staying here and I'm never letting go. You know, sometimes it will be tough. Working through it, that's part of the game. We will survive. Now that's the object of this game called love. Get the rest of the world focused on us, building our love, our happiness, and our trust. I love you and you love me. That is what it is, but so much more it's gonna be. So what do you say to the idea of us? Just try again. Oh, just try again. try, we can try, we can try. We will survive, we will survive, and we will survive. Oh, let's just try again. Let's try again. Try again at this game called love.
Woohoo! There we go. All right. Woo! All right.
That was the
All right,
jam I
all
wanted to hear.
Okay, let's see if I can do this again, right?
That's
Okay.
beautiful.
All right. Beautiful.
And the beautiful thing's another good one too. Mouse away.
Yes, Jim. Game called love. Game called love. That's what the name of it. You can find
There
it
we
out there on
go.
Spotify and iTunes and all.
What happened to you guys? Where'd you guys go? What happened here? Okay. I'm terrible at clicking the buttons. I try. I think I got everybody back in. All right. So, yeah, thank you guys so much. Good night. And maybe one last whatever you're doing. I fail to mention this often enough. And I love embarrassing. I mean, shouting out the professor.
Jesus. Like, wait a minute.
Wait, what did I do? What did I do?
do?
Guys, what we have here, we got this guy. I'm gonna make you this person. There we go. Let's just bring him over here. Get my face.
Yeah, put him up there front and center.
He's like, what did I do to deserve this? The professor here, you guys, I honestly believe he belongs in the master class of the HAPS discoverability. Now, we got to get him his badge. I don't know what we got to do, but we got to figure a way out.
Badges? We don't need no stinking badges.
I knew you were going to say that. Anyway, this guy is a published author. He is a music historian. He has worked for the Grammy organization. You worked in Las Vegas at their. Where did you work? Who did you work with? Ooh.
Oh, it was just the art gallery. What happened was that the Grammy Foundation had a charity arm to where they supported musicians who did artwork. So we sold artwork by John Entwistle, Paul McCartney, Grace Slick, all kinds of different people. And they would come in and they would exhibit their art. And of course, we, the salespeople, would go out there and hustle it. So yeah, it was fun.
And he is a concert photographer. I know we talked a lot about your collection that you're downloading into digital from William Popsy
Randolph, right? And you can find out.
Go ahead.
Exactly. You can find out more about Popsy out there. You can just do a search on William Popsy Randolph and you'll find out the life story in a very, very old website of his that his son won't let me update. And yeah, we have great stuff like, let me go ahead and share something real quick.
Okay.
Stuff like as soon as it loads, boom, okay. Stuff like this, very historical images thing, like Elvis signing his contract with the William Morris Agency. I mean, these things, I get to ID everybody. I get to do the background. I get to write stories about it. So,
I got the wrong one. Sorry.
Got the wrong one there. There you go.
There
we go. Woo-hoo.
Yeah.
Who is that young fella? Who is that guy?
So
Love
yeah,
it.
stuff like that I get to play around with and help promote the estate there. I've been doing it now close to 15 years. And it's a fun job. I mean, yeah, I get to talk to a lot of celebrities and I get to talk to a lot of organizations through those photos. So I wouldn't trade it for the world.
And you've got a couple of books on Amazon Prime. So talk about support the artist. This is a guy who has been around a lot of artists, knows a lot of stuff and things, and has documented it. He is a true music historian. What are the titles of your 2 books on Amazon Prime so that people can read stuff?
Okay, well, just go to Amazon.com, search my name, Cliff, as in a drop off a Cliff, Malloy, as an Officer Pete Malloy. You search those, and you will find 2 releases. One called Heavy Soul. It was the night that Jimi Hendrix and a bunch of other great people on the Atlantic Music label. It was a release party for Percy Sledge for the When a Man Loves a Woman party. And he had a very young Jimi Hendrix sitting in the band before he took off to Europe and became a big name. You get to see Jimmy in a tux. Okay, that's enough. Yeah.
I actually have seen a picture of like when he was back in the day, and I just he's unrecognizable. you know, pretty much.
There's that, and then the other one is the history of popular music through the lens of William Popsy Randolph, which
That's the one.
is a historical document of almost a chronological history of only maybe 1/100th of the people he photographed throughout the years. From the mid 40s, he started out with Glenn Miller and ended all the way into 1973 with Bobby Darin's last recording session. He was there to photograph that as well before he passed away. So it's a great book. Go buy it. And yours truly did all the text on it. And if you're real lucky and if we bump into each other, I'll even sign one for you.
Whoa!
Nice.
I'm already going to move into your garage, so just so you know, I'll be your personal chef, whatever I got to do so I can just like raid through your stuff. But yeah, he doesn't know that, but you know, I'm going to just show up on his doorstep one day. Thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate everybody being here again. And yeah, I'm in the mood for another book by you. Is there another book in the works? I'd love it.
I'm actually talking to a couple, or at least researching a couple of different websites to start a blog. I know, so 2005, but I figure with the thousands of photos I get to deal with, I would love to write a story and release something weekly to where people can come by, look at the photos, and get a little history behind them. And remember, if nothing else, you go by this here.
What does it say? I can't read it. I don't know why. Is there life after death? Touch my stereo and you find out. Oh, good Lord. Oh my God.
And you can take that to the bank, as Tony Blake used to say.
Thank you, Tony Beretta.
Well, I don't want to try. I don't want to find out the hard way. So if I do come to visit, do not touch the stereo. Do not.
Exactly. Or my VCR works right now. I am going through and playing 3 videotapes, or at least 3 VHS tapes. I'm transferring to digital. This one from Dolly Parton live in London. This one, Daryl Hall, John Oates live at the Apollo with Eddie Kendricks and David Ruffin.
You know, yeah.
Least, way back, Louis Jordan, the guy who brought rock and roll to the forefront in the late 40s, early 50s.
Ooh,
so I've been studying all those and transferring and doing some real good work. And I'm also reading this book about the history of Columbia Records. And it's just really good, great stuff. So if you guys love the history of music, go ahead and grab this book, read it, learn it, live it.
Woo! I love it. I love it. And you know, Daryl Hall is easily accessible on Twitter. Just FYI, he actually will he actually will DM you back. Just I'm throwing it out there. So Daryl, you know, come on my program.
Oh, do you know Daryl and I share a hometown, Pottstown, Pennsylvania?
That's right. Yes, I was just gonna say. I think we had that conversation, but you know,
and we actually have a 6 degree of separation as well. My girlfriend, my high school girlfriend's father, ran the abandoned luncheonette from their album from 1973, the one with She's Gone on it. So the cover photo of that album is the luncheonette that my girlfriend's dad ran in Pottstown, Pennsylvania.
That's too much information. Oh my gosh. But I definitely want to have Ian on here sometime, or maybe, you know, and somebody else's, we haven't decided who's going to host yet, but I did start a group chat on Twitter. Just hit me up if you want to be a part of it, or if you want to come on and do this kind of thing with us. But I'm going to hang up the phone. So that means anybody who wants any last words, go ahead and spit them out. Anybody? Rick?
Jim.
You just waving goodbye? Okay. All right. So hello.
She wants to go to bed.
For having me.
She's tired.
Well,
I want to big thanks to Chris and to Rick for being our musical guests this evening on Michelle's show. Michelle, you did a great job bringing these guys together.
Thank you.
Support and subscribe to Rick, and make sure you subscribe and support Mr. Chris Gales Music, and of course at Rick Bozart here on the Network of Now.
Thank you. There we go, guys. Yeah. I haven't had dinner yet, and I don't want to take over the house when, you know, Bob's like, okay, it's like 3 hours now.
Go to bed. Go eat dinner. I'm going to go finish my dinner.
I'm going to do some stuff. So you guys, talk to you later. Bama Pimi Wakawabin. It just means I will see you again later. Bye.